Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Braves country meets the big leagues. Your host Vic is here to break down everything from truest part to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat, your favorite place for Braves, baseball, and the rest of the league. I'm your host, Vic, and today is Friday, October 31st. Tonight might be the final day of this 2025 Major League Baseball season. We're going to have to wait and see. The Toronto Blue Jays are one win away from winning the World Series. We're going to see if they're able to take care of business at home, but if not, it's going to be a decisive Game 7 tomorrow night in Toronto. But we're going to see, before we get into those games that are starting today, the game that's starting tonight and possibly tomorrow, we're going to look at the games that we haven't covered yet. We left off Game 3 starting on Monday. We had Game 3 Monday, Game 4 on Tuesday, and Game 5 on Wednesday. We're going to recap those games briefly, and then we're going to look at the game that starts tonight. And like I said, again, a potential final game of this season. It feels like the season went by so quick. But again, maybe that's just me, because the Braves season was over in a hurry this year. Unfortunately, no postseason baseball for the Braves, as you all know. But we're gonna get into the action. So without further ado, let's get into our one and only segment for today's episode.
It's time for the MLB.
Welcome to the MLB, where we take a look at the action from around the league. And the MLB is brought to you by, of course, SeatGeek. Use code CHOPSY20 if you want to go catch Game 6 tonight. Might be the final game of the season, or maybe even Game 7 tomorrow if necessary. Go to SeatGeek, put in code CHOPSY20, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. Again, if you want to watch the final game of the season, go ahead, go tonight. See if Toronto wins. That is going to be the deciding game if Toronto wins that ball game. And if the Dodgers push a Game 7, it's anybody's ball game tomorrow. Go to SeatGeek and use code CHOPSY20 and make sure you're able to catch the final game of the season. Is it tonight? Is it tomorrow? We're going to have to wait and see. But if I was you, I would go tonight if you got the opportunity to do so you don't miss out on a very, very good game of baseball that I'm sure we're going to have underway. So let's get into the action from Game 3. Game 3, a lot of people are saying it was an instant classic. And of course it was. It was a 6-5 final for the Dodgers. They won that ball game. It was a game that took 6 hours and 39 minutes, a 18-inning ball game, 18 innings it took for the Dodgers to come out victorious. Again, 6 hours and 39 minutes. Shohei Ohtani, he got on base 9 times. He sets a World Series record, postseason record at that in a single game. It was a crazy ball game, guys. A crazy ball game. 18 innings. The fans got an extra game of baseball, an extra 9 innings. And this is how it started off. Before we get into how the action started, let's get to the starters. Max Scherzer, he was on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. He goes 4 1/3, 5 hits allowed, 3 runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. He gives up 2 homers. Tyler Glasnow was on the mound for the LA Dodgers. He goes 4 2/3 with 5 hits, 4 runs. Not both, but 2 of those were earned. 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. He gives up 1 homer in the ballgame. Bottom of the second, giving up that homer was Scherzer to Oscar Hernandez, who hits a solo shot that makes it 1-0 Dodgers. And then in the bottom of the third, he gets tagged again. Max Scherzer does, because Shohei Ohtani, he hits homer number 7 of the postseason. It's a solo shot that makes it 2-0 Dodgers. And they had a chance to score another run, but Addison Barger with a very, very nice throw from right field. He guns out Freddie Freeman at the plate to end the threat in the inning. So they hold it to 2-0 Dodgers. Top of the 4th, Alejandro Kirk. This guy's been very good for them. He hits a homer out to center field with 2 runners on. That gives Toronto the lead 3-2. And then Andres Jimenez, he comes through with a sac fly later in the inning to give the Blue Jays a 4-2 lead. Bottom of the fifth, Mason Fluharty comes in to relieve Max Scherzer. He gives up a double to Kike Hernandez. He was on first. He scores. That makes it 4-3 Toronto. And then Freddie Freeman with an RBI single. He ties up the ball game. Again, Kike. I messed that up. Kike was on first. Shohei was the one that hit the double. Yes, because Mason Fluharty came in to face Shohei Ohtani. Anyways, ball game was tied after the Freddie Freeman single. That makes it 4-4. Top of the seventh, Vladdy on first. He shows his wheels when Bo Bichette hits a single out to right field. He scores all the way from first base. The relay throw was kind of close, but Vladdy's able to get there in the nick of time to give Toronto the lead once again. That makes it 5-4 Toronto. Bottom of the eighth, Shohei Ohtani. He goes main character energy. He says, "This is my show." He hits a solo shot. That's number 8 now of the postseason. That ties up the ball game there in the bottom of the eighth, 5-5. And after this at bat, he was walked 5 times. He had extra bases and all his at bats up to this point. Again, he gets walked 5 times after this, and all 5 of his at bats, 4 of those were intentional walks. The other one was he drew it out fairly. And in this inning, the 7th inning, the Blue Jays also lose George Springer to what seemed to be an oblique injury. He ends up missing the next 2 games, but it's a little surprise in store for Blue Jays fans tonight. I'll share that later on. Top of the 9th, top of the 10th. Terrific defensive gems by the Dodgers defense. Tommy Edman was involved in most of those plays. He was on fire. Top of the 12th, Clayton Kershaw. He comes in. He gets out of a jam. Top of the 15th, probably one of the MVPs of this ball game, especially for the Dodgers. Will Klein, he comes in with a huge outing, over 70 pitches from the 15th to the 18th inning. He only allowed 1 hit, 5 strikeouts. This is the Will Klein game, for those that are asking. He came in clutch. I think he only had the most pitches he had ever thrown prior to this was, I think, 30 pitches. So he goes out, he throws over 70 pitches, like I said. And then heading into the bottom of the 18th, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, remember, he had started the previous game. He was warming up to come in the 9th inning potentially. So he was ready to go. He was firing on all cylinders, warming up out there in the bullpen. But no need for Yamamoto to come into the game, because in the bottom of the 18th, Freddie Freeman, Braves legend, he hits a 3-2 pitch off of Braden Little out to the center field. That's the ball game. It goes over the wall. That's a homer. You know it. Freddie Freeman wins the ball game. He comes up clutch again in a World Series ball game. 6-5 Dodgers win to take Game 3 and take a 2-1 lead in the World Series. Momentum swinging towards the Dodgers, some people would say, until they saw Game 4 on Tuesday. Game 4, no George Springer, but no need to worry for the Blue Jays. Shane Bieber was on the mound for them. He goes 5 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 3 Ks on the mound for the Dodgers. It was the guy, the man, the show himself, Shohei Ohtani. 6 innings from him, 6 hits allowed, 4 runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks. He gives up a homer. The bottom of the second, the Dodgers, they jump out to the early lead at home via a Kike Hernandez sacrifice fly that makes it 1-0 Dodgers, but not for long, because in the top of the third, Vladdy Jr., he hits his 7th home run of the postseason when Nathan Lucas on base. That's a 2-run shot. That makes it 2-1 Toronto. Vladdy, he passes Joe Carter for most homers in franchise history in the playoffs. Very, very impressive from Vladdy. Top of the 7th, the Toronto Blue Jays, they have a big inning once again in this series. They score 4 in the top of the 7th. They get to Shohei a little bit. Andres Jimenez, Bo Bichette, Addison Barger, they all get some RBI singles. Ty France, he also had a productive ground out in the inning that led to a run. That made it 6-1 Toronto. That is pretty much the ball game. Dodgers able to score 1 later on. I believe it was on the the bottom of the 9th, thanks to Tommy Edman. But that was a 6-2 win by the Toronto Blue Jays. They are able to come back and tie the series up on the road. Very, very impressive to see from this Toronto Blue Jays offense, man. They just keep the line moving. We saw that again in game number 5, which is what was on Wednesday night. Excuse me. Trey Savage was on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. The kid is definitely a savage. He goes 7 strong innings, 3 hits, just 1 run allowed, no walks, and 12 strikeouts by the rookie. This kid is phenomenal. Very, very impressive. He was going up against a solid veteran, Blake Snell, who goes 6 2/3, 6 hits, 5 runs. All those earned, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. He gives up 2 homers. And the first one he gave up was on the very first pitch of the ballgame, the top of the first. Davis Schneider, he takes some yard. Talk about pushing the right buttons by the manager, John Schneider. That makes it 1-0 Toronto. And then Vladdy Jr. right behind him. He follows with a homer of his own, a solo shot. That was off of the third pitch of the ballgame. So 3 pitches, 2 homers. They go back to back, 2-0 Toronto. Bottom of the third, Kike Hernandez, he gets the Dodgers on the board with a solo shot. That makes it 2-1 Toronto. But that's the only run Trey Savage and the Blue Jays allow in the entire ball game. They shut the Dodgers offense down. Top of the 4th, Dalton Varsho, he opens the inning with a triple. Ernie Clement, he does his job. He drives him in with a sac fly. That makes it 3-1 Toronto. Wild pitch later on leads to a run. RBI singles left and right. A bases loaded walk. That ends up making it 6-1 Toronto. That wasn't in just this inning. It was throughout the rest of the ball game. It wasn't another big inning for the Blue Jays. But still, 6 runs scored again against the Dodgers. Trey Savage, such an impressive performance. Remember, he was in April, he was in single A. He makes his single A debut. He goes through all 4 minor league levels this year. And then he just made his MLB debut last month, final month of the season. He just gets 3 starts during the regular season, and then he's pitching now in the World Series, and he's absolutely dominating. 12 strikeouts. It's the first time any rookie ever has 12 strikeouts in the World Series, and the most strikeouts by any pitcher with no walks in MLB history in the playoffs in the World Series. So very impressive performance by Trey Savage. He puts the team on his back. The young rookie. He's built for this. You could definitely see that. Now the Blue Jays are going home 3-2 with a 3-2 lead in the World Series with a chance to clinch a championship for the first time since 1993. And they're going to have 2 cracks at it. If they can't do it tonight, they'll be able to get another shot at it tomorrow in a Game 7 and try to win it for the fans at home. As for tonight, remember I said no George Springer those last 2 games, but George Springer seems to be in the lineup today. I'm just gonna pull that up for you guys real quick. Before I pull it up, though, the Dodgers are making a switch in their lineup as well for Game 6. Mookie Betts, he drops down to the cleanout spot. Freddie Freeman is going to be batting third. Miggy Rojas, he's going to be in at second base for his first start since Game 2 of the Division Series. And then it's going to be Tommy Edman starting in center field for the first time this postseason. Andy Baez, he's been struggling very, very bad for the Dodgers. And then you could say that, that his spot in the lineup is a big spot, for them. And he's obviously been struggling. So, Dave Roberts and the rest of the gang trying to switch things up, see if they could get something going for the Dodgers offense. As for the Blue Jays, like I mentioned, George Springer is going to be in the ballgame. He's going to be leading off, followed by Nathan Lucas playing left field, batting second. Vladdy batting third. Bo Bichette, cleanup. Darren Varsho batting fifth in center field. Alejandro Kirk batting sixth, followed by Barger, Clement, and Jimenez. All those guys are ready to go, locked and loaded. So, again, that's going to be tonight for Game 6 on the mound. It's the perfect guy you want to have if you're a Dodgers fan. It's Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's 3-1 this postseason with a 1.57 ERA and 26 Ks. Remember, he shut down. Pretty much he had 2 shutdowns his last 2 starts. He's trying to go for a third. He'll see if he's able to do it. 2 starts in a row against the Blue Jays. And for the Blue Jays on the mound is going to be Kevin Gausman. He has a 2 record with a 2.55 ERA and 18 strikeouts this postseason. The game is going to be tonight on Fox, 8 p.m. Eastern Start Time. Make sure to tune into that. And then Game 7, if necessary, tomorrow. As of right now, it's TBD for the Dodgers. But Max Scherzer is slated to start Game 7 for the Blue Jays. He's 1-0 with a 4.50 ERA and 8 strikeouts this postseason. It's TBD, but we had Glasnow and Scherzer going up against each other in Game 3, so I'm probably got to lean Tyler Glasnow being the Game 3 starter for the LA Dodgers if they go to Game 7, or maybe they're just gonna go opener and throw different guys at the Blue Jays offense, different arm slots, and try to switch things up and shut down that offense that hasn't really been shut down this postseason. We saw the Mariners shut them down in the first 2 games of their championship series round. We saw they got shut down in Game 2 of the World Series when they were only held to 1 run. But besides that, man, this team, this Blue Jays offense, and I said that they had the potential to shut down this Dodgers pitching staff, especially get to the bullpen, which they've done mostly every single game. Game 1, they put up 11 runs. They punched them in the mouth early. They were only held to 1 run in Game 2. But Game 3, they lost that ball game in the extra innings, but they were able to put up 5 runs. They put up 6 in game number 4. Then they put up 6 again in Game 5. So, again, this offense is phenomenal. And if they're able to score 5, 6 runs, they're going to win that ball game. Because, again, in Game 3, that extra inning game, Dodgers had to score 6 to win that one. Besides that, Dodgers, their offense has been a little shaky, especially the last 2 ball games. They only scored 2 and 1 run in those respective ball games. So that's what we got for the World Series. As for the rest of the league, the Nationals, they hired Blake Butera as manager. I believe he's 33. That's crazy. Same age as me. He's managing a ball club. That is impressive. Youngest manager since I don't know who. I got to look it up. I'll look it up for the next episode. Right now, we're talking World Series. But another quick hit. Angels hire Mike Maddox as their pitching coach, and the Twins hired Derek Shelton as their manager. As for the Braves, the only news we have so far is Drake Baldwin. He gets Rookie of the Year by the MLB Players' Choice Awards, and Ronald Acuna Jr., he is named Comeback Player of the Year by his peers as well. So that's all we got. That's why I didn't make a Tomahawk Take segment, because it was quick and short. We don't got much news when it comes to the Braves. Still waiting on our manager. We don't know who's going to be the manager yet. But as every day that passes by, we haven't got any breaking news on the Braves manager. I'm starting to lean that what's his name from the Danny Lehman from the Dodgers, the bench coach. Every day that passes by, I'm starting to get more and more convinced that he is going to be the guy taking the helms over from Brian Snitker to manage this Braves ball club. Because we haven't had any other news, and they're probably waiting for this World Series to end to announce it. That's what I'm thinking. So Daniel Lehman, most likely, I'm guessing, if I had to guess, will be the Braves manager going forward. We'll wait. We're going to have to wait and see. We know Anthopoulos likes to operate on the low and doesn't give out any hints, really. So it can go any way. But if I had to guess right now, I'm guessing Daniel Lehman. That's all I got. Anyways, again, thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to save $20 off your first purchase, let me put the message up again. If you want to save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek and catch Game 6, the potential final game of this MLB season, go to SeatGeek, put code CHOPSEAT20, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase. Again, if you want to save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek, and go catch Game 6 of the World Series and potentially Game 7 tomorrow of the World Series, go to SeatGeek and put code CHOPSEAT20, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for tuning in. If the season ends tonight, we're going to have an episode tomorrow, a quick one, and we're going to discuss what happens. And if not, if we have the season end tomorrow, Saturday, we'll have an episode on Sunday to be able to talk about the end of the season. Remember, I went Blue Jays in 7, so I do think The Dodgers push it to Game 7 tonight. And the Blue Jays are going to win tomorrow in dramatic fashion, led by Max Scherzer on the mound. Old, reliable rookie. I mean, veteran. I'm bugging. I got to sign off already. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to follow the Chop Seat. Share the show. Share the social media platforms at the Chop Seat Pod on Instagram and at the Chop Seat on TikTok, X/Twitter, and Facebook. If you want to send in a message, go ahead, send it through via DMs on any of those platforms or via the Gmail at thechopseat@gmail.com. So if you know anyone that loves baseball, go ahead and share the show with them. Tell them to put the Chop Seat on their batting lineup. Put them in the lineup, man. Put the Chops in your lineup. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Thank you very much. Make sure to watch these ball games. Again, tonight might be the final game of the season, so make sure to tune in. If not, Game 7 will be tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern start time on Fox. Until the next episode, stay safe, guys. Make sure to catch up with the ball games, and I will see you next time on the Chop Seat.